So I have just been talking for 7 minutes with my microphone muted. Hooray for that. Hi everyone. It's so good to see you. Happy New Year. I know it's the 13th. I'm 2 weeks late to say Happy New Year, but I'm still going to say it because we're in a new year. Let me adjust my camera. I redid my office. There's been a lot of changes. My desk is super shaky. So if I move at all, it like shakes everything, which I don't love. But the desk itself is so much better for what I do and what I need. So I'm thrilled with it. We just got to figure out how to make it more stable, I guess. How is everyone? Say hi in the chat. If you're watching on YouTube, come on over to the Facebook group so that we can talk and interact, because I can't watch all the chats. I have tried. It does not work very well. Looking for my calendar so I can walk you guys through this. So come on in the chat and say hi. I know that it feels weird to like say hi and have someone call you out, but I would love to say hello to you in person. Today, I wanted to talk about goals for the new year. I know I'm late. I know everyone does it in December, but y'all, I take time off in December. I don't know how these people like December 23rd. So I have just been talking for 7 minutes with my microphone muted. There we go. I take time off in December. I don't know how these people like on December 23rd are like, I've been doing my goals all day. And I'm like, go have fun. Go enjoy. Go do what you want to do. I guess if that's what you enjoy, that's cool too. Jordan said, excited to not be sick anymore so I can get back to work. That is amazing. Congratulations on healing. Everyone's sick right now. This is crazy. I feel like we're walking through sickness. I went to a movie with a friend last night who just recovered from COVID, and she's like, I'm feeling pretty invincible right now. And I'm like, I am not. This is crazy. I want to welcome you to the new year. This is the first, just the tip of 2022. Isn't that crazy? 2022. There are so many things to say about that, but I am really excited for this new year. I think that the possibilities are endless. And so many of us just have these requirements and these rules that we put on ourselves, and we don't have to. You can do whatever you want with your life. Do you know that you can do whatever you want with your life? So many people don't think that. So that's amazing. Jordan said, we all had COVID, but I was sick. Oh, for almost a month. Girl, that is awful. I'm so sorry, but excited for new goals. Yay. I want to first, I had this up earlier and then I closed it because I'm really trying to keep my tabs on my browser under control. It doesn't really work though, but I'm proud to say I'm at like 800 on my phone now. So that's improvement. And I'm also proud to say that I'm only at like 60 on my computer, which is major improvement. So I'm going to put a link in the chat for, there's no opt-in. You don't have to put in your email. It's literally just a Google document. I can't remember. Oh, I'll figure it out. I like the word edit and everything after it. Okay. All right. We're going to try this. There we go. Fabulous. Okay. I threw a link in the chat for my linear calendar. It is a free template. I created it. And that is what I'm going to talk about and show you today, because this is how I plan my whole year, you guys. This is my whole year. And the reason that I want to share this with you is because so many people are planning their business goals without thinking about their lives and their personal goals. And I work with so many of my students who are like, I know my revenue goal, I know my bookings goal. That's awesome. But what do you want to do with all of that? Like when you meet your revenue goal, in this particular instance, my student wanted to get to 6 figures, 100,000. That's amazing. What are you going to do when you get there? Like, what is that for? Why do you want to get to 6 figures? So many people don't ask themselves that question. You're like, oh, well, I want to pay off debt. Oh, well, I want to do that. And those are amazing things. But I also want to encourage you to think about why you started a business to begin with. because chances are you did not start a business to create another job for yourself so that you could be an employee in your own business. Chances are you created a business to be free, to have freedom, to be able to make your own schedule and be able to make your own salary and do all of these things for yourself. And so many people don't consider that when they're setting their goals. What does that look like for you? For me, I work with clients 2 days a week, max. Okay, now I have my teaching on some of the other days of the week, but I take a lot of time off too. In July, or actually in June this year, we're going to be gone for 2 weeks. I am super, super excited that implementing Profit First last year means that this year we're going to Europe for 2 weeks. And it's been on my bucket list for a very long time. And I really actually hate the word bucket list. It's been on my goals list for a long time to live abroad for a month. And I really want to make that happen next year. So think about these things that you want to do in your life, not just your business, because your business should be designed to fit into your life, not the other way around. You should not be designing your life to fit into your business. You are so much more than your business. And sometimes we tend to take on our business as our identity, and that's not necessarily how it works. And if we continue to do that, we're not going to see the kind of success we want because we're working ourselves into the ground, and then you're not in alignment with what you truly want. So let's talk about this linear calendar. I am going to show you my one for last year as well. This is last year's. And then down here, I have a little legend for what all the colors mean. So all of the red are times that I am closed, I'm off. I don't take clients. I don't take appointments. I am off. So when you're looking at this calendar, you can see the last 2 weeks of December are off. They're closed. My studio is closed. Now, do I do some work for clients? Yeah, I messed up an album last year, just to be completely transparent. And I was doing album design on December 20th. But in most cases, that's the first time that's ever happened. So those 2 weeks are off. I also take every Friday off. And I also take the weekends off. People are like, how do you not work with clients on the weekends? I'm like, you don't. You make that your schedule. Now, I will say I open at probably about 8 Saturdays a year. It just depends on the scheduling. I don't do it in the summer. I don't do it in the autumn. But in the winter, yeah, sure, Saturday we can do it. But I do have a premium cost for that because I enjoy hanging out with my family. And if I'm working on a Saturday, I can't do that. So think about your boundaries. Think about how you want your life to be structured because you get to choose. That's the beauty of being in business, right? You're not beholden to someone else's schedule. You get to actually choose. Let me know in the chat, what is something that you have been doing that you don't want to do? Maybe it's working Saturdays. Maybe it's working evenings. Maybe it's not taking time off when your kids are off. Let me know in the chat, and I'm going to take a drink of my coffee. I got new cocoa truffle espresso. So we'll see how good it is. It's good. It's a really strong chocolate flavor. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. So let's talk about, I'm going to show you my 2022 calendar. Okay. So in this one, the pink is all time off. It's also marked as family. So you'll see right here, 4th of July is off / family. All the important birthdays in our family are marked off. Fridays are marked off. I don't take appointments on Fridays. I just don't. Fridays are my days with my kids or running around or doing errands or doing what I want, going for bike rides. I love to ride my bike, going to yoga. Fridays are my days. I need that day to take care of myself, to take care of my family. Now that might change. And that's another beautiful thing about being in business is you get to decide, like, your season of life has changed. Maybe you didn't have kids and now you do. And you're like, fuck, I cannot work 5 days a week. I have a newborn that's tied to my boob all day. You get to make the rules. Jordan said, I'm still working at night, need to budget for a sitter during normal hours. Yes. And you know what? Some people love to work at night too. It's so funny. I see all these posts about, well, you should be giving your employees time off between Christmas and New Year's. And I'm like, not everyone wants that. When I was younger, I loved working holidays because it meant double pay. I was a travel agent. And when I was in IT, I worked 16-hour days because I could. I was 20 years old. I was making bank. Kayla said, I need to take more than one client a day on the weekend during my busy season. I was taking only one client a day and I was very limited on availability. Yes. So Kayla, you're actually talking about adding to it, but you're recognizing what that will do for you. It's about being intentional, right? Everyone's like, well, I want to work 5 days a week. Awesome. Then that is what you are choosing to do. It's not what you think you should do. And there's the difference, right? Are you choosing this schedule or are you doing it because you think it's some sort of magic pill? Are you doing it because you think you should, because someone told you you should? Those are the different decisions that we make, right? And I really want to encourage you to be empowered to make your own decisions. Right now, my son has a super wonky schedule because he's like in half college, half high school. And there are days during the week that I take off in the middle of the day, even if I have, some work I need to do to have lunch with him, because you know what? I know that next year he's going to be busy with his own life. And this is going to make me cry just thinking about it. But, he's getting older. He's going to have his own life. So I am willing to displace that work that should be done. Now, obviously not client appointments, but the work that should be done so that I can do the things that are more aligned with my values and what I want for my life. Because that is why we go into business. So many people are like, I'm going to build an empire. I'm going to have this many people working for me. I'm going to have studio managers. I'm going to do all the things. And if that's really what you want, awesome. But if you are building a business to have freedom in your life and you chain yourself to these things, that's not freedom. That is why I gave up my commercial studio downtown. I had a commercial studio. I loved my commercial studio. Oh man, that space was gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. But I felt chained to it. I felt like I had to be there because I was paying for it. I was paying $2,500 a month for my studio. I felt like I had to be there to make that investment worth it. And I didn't want that anymore. So we switched it up. We completely changed things because I want my life to be something that I create, that I design, not something that's just handed to me because I should be doing it. Kayla said, yes. And if I can take 2 clients on Saturday, I can take Sunday off. Yes, we're all making choices. And that's the fucking beauty of running a business, right? Is making choices to align with your goals, not just for your business, but for your life. So linear calendar. If you guys are like, Brooke, what the fuck are you talking about? I am going to link you to the podcast episode on the linear calendar, how it's built, what I do with it, because I actually did a video where I created it. And it's a podcast episode. I just don't remember. Work-life balance does not exist. I just saw that in my podcast things. That's a big. Here we go. It's number 58. That's a big statement. Jordan said, I definitely only want to work 3 to 4 days a week. Yeah, and you can. You absolutely can. Now, this means getting your pricing to a point where that's sustainable. This means getting your systems to a point where that's sustainable. And you guys, so many of my students are so resistant to systems. And I'm telling you right now, these systems will change your life. And I just shared a podcast episode yesterday with Stacy Tuschel who is like, she and I are system sisters. But she talks about if you have a specific way that you do something, even if it's something like loading the dishwasher, that's a system. Even if it's, well, if you book a flight and you check here first, but then you go here, and I really like window seats, so I look for that. That's a system. All of these things that you're doing in your business, in your life, these are systems. We need to start implementing them and automating them so that you can work 3 to 4 days a week, or in my case, 2 days a week with clients. And on those days, I don't have a client appointment, like a session. I have phone calls with clients. Yesterday, I did 2 calls with clients, past clients who wanted to buy more of their photos. Hell yeah. Yeah, let's make that appointment. Okay, so let's talk about the other things on the linear calendar. So pink is family and time off. Purple are photography business promotional periods. And those are going to be things like model call, outdoor stuff. I have a whole list of promotional ideas. I don't know where I put them. They're around here somewhere. They're on Post-it notes, but my office is in chaos right now. Let's see. The teal is travel. So you can see I'm traveling with my husband in March. I'm going to Dallas in April, going to Turks in May. I have June. I don't have a lot in the second half of the year. I'm sure that will change though. And another kind of thing on my goal list for years, I had wanted to do this for like 5 years now, was to take each one of my kids on their own trip every year. 2021 was the first year I did it. We didn't go far. My daughter and I went to downtown Denver. My son and I went to the mountains. But the point is, I made it happen. Okay, when we have these things on our goals list, we have to start committing to making them happen, even if they don't look like what we thought they would. And I am so, so glad that I did that. If you don't have kids, that may mean maybe you really need to spend time with your best friend who lives in another state. Maybe that's on your goal list. And every year you go down to see this person, or you travel together. Think about the things that are in alignment with what you love in your life, what's important to you in your life, and then put them on the calendar. Because you know what happens is I put in the pink and the family first. Okay, that goes in first, and you can actually see it here. And then travel goes in second, because that's family in most cases. And then on Tuesday, Wednesdays, I do sessions with clients, so you can see the yellow. And then the other things will fill in around it. I've heard the analogy of if you have a giant bucket and you have to fill it with rocks, and all of these rocks are the things you need to do, put the big rocks in first. And the big rocks in my case are family and friends and travel. Those are my big rocks. Those are my priorities. Those are my values. Those are the things that matter most to me. So the big rocks go on here first before anything else goes in. And then I build my business around that. Because when I already have the time planned to go, we're going to be gone for like most of June. And when I already have that time planned, it's marked off. I don't have clients during that time. I'm also not going to be taking calls during that time. I'll be in Europe. I will be sitting in Paris eating a croissant that wasn't purchased from King Soopers Bakery. Not that there's anything wrong with King Soopers Bakery, but I'm sure that the bakery in Paris is a little different. I'm going to be drinking some hot chocolate, some espresso, and I'm going to be enjoying. We'll be in Ireland at the Jameson distillery. I'll be trying all the Jameson. Okay, these are my plans. This trip is my priority. My business can be built around that. So that's kind of the main message that I really wanted to share today, because I feel like so many people focus on their goals, and that's a beautiful thing. I believe very strongly in goals. I think you should absolutely have goals, but you need to have goals in your life, not just your business. You need to have the things that are really important to you in your life, not just your business. Another one that we did in 2019, and then COVID kind of derailed all that shit, was a girls' trip. I took my first girls' trip in 2019. Life-changing. And I don't say that lightly, just to be apart from all of your responsibilities. And when you're traveling with your family, you still feel responsible for shit. You know what I mean? Like, you're still having to make sure everyone gets fed. You're still having to make sure someone's clothes didn't get lost or someone didn't leave their shoes at the pool. You're still having to take care of shit when you're traveling with your family. Whereas when you travel with your friends, you're like, she's an adult. Now, if someone drinks a little too much, yeah, we're going to look after her. But she's an adult. She's got this. I don't have to make sure that she brought her water bottle with her. I don't have to make sure she got her flip-flops. That was extremely freeing for me. And so I've been talking with friends about maybe putting another one of those on the schedule, because these things matter to me and they need to go on first. Now, obviously I've built the rest of my calendar already, but I am booked out right now through April. So I could add something in November. I think would be a beautiful time to go certain places. So I don't know what will happen. We'll see. But the point is, I want you to think about your life priorities, values, and goals, and then build your business into that, because your business should be supporting that, not the other way around. Does anyone have any questions for me on this beautiful morning? It's supposed to be 61 today. I'm like, what happened to winter, y'all? It's going to be winter in March. Watch, we're going to get dumped on in March. It'll be like 5 feet of snow and we'll be like, happy spring. A couple of years ago, it really messed up our trees. And so many people had to get new trees. It killed my aspens in the back. So sad. Let me know if you have any questions, goals, thoughts, things. Do you agree? Do you not agree? What are some of your life goals? Like, let's not just talk about business goals. What are some things that you really want to make happen in your life? I'll give you another weird example. I say weird, but it's just because most people don't put stuff like this on their goals list. For my 45th birthday party, I'm 41 right now. I want to have a giant birthday party at Dunafon Castle with fireworks. Totally random. Dunafon Castle is basically this beautiful castle in kind of the foothills in Colorado. And I really want fireworks, because if you guys have ever seen the Gatsby movie, when he has a champagne glass and he turns around and says hello and the fireworks are going off behind him, I want that for my 45th birthday. Now that party is probably going to be, oh gosh, we checked into Dunafon for our wedding and it was 10 grand just for the castle. That's going to be an expensive party. But that's something that I'm looking forward to. I'm going to celebrate 45. And you know what? These things are in alignment with what I love. Celebration is part of that. Parties, entertaining, enjoying my family and friends is part of what I love in my life. And so I'm going to build my business and life around that. Right now we're looking at getting a camper, maybe, I don't know. These little things that matter. And it's not just purchases either. Like I said, I took my daughter downtown. That trip cost me $300 because I did a Priceline special, because I knew my daughter wasn't really going to care about, how nice the hotel was. So I'm like, all right, Priceline special, let's do this. Cost me $300. If you add in dining, it was probably about $400 total. Okay, so that trip was not insanely expensive. We have airline miles. My mother-in-law has timeshares. How can you make this work? Everyone's like, oh, I can't afford that. I can't do that. Bullshit. If it's important to you, you figure it out. Jordan said, that's amazing. I think you're talking about my party, my 45th birthday party. I'm very excited for this party. And I really want it to happen. And it is super random. And guess what? It doesn't serve anyone. It's not some charity, but I do a lot of charitable giving, a lot. But I want to celebrate. I want to have fun, and that's okay. Not everything has to be about other people. You can celebrate yourself. What are your goals? What are your wants for your life? What are the things that would make your heart super happy? Do you want to go on a quilting retreat in Nepal? Do it. Figure it out. Start saving now. Start making that happen. Figure it out. Jordan said 100% you make it happen when you want it. You do. Think about these people, and we all know them. And I have no judgment for these people. I'm just using this as an example. Think about the people we know that never, ever have any money to go out, or they're like, oh, no, I can't do that. I can't afford it. But they always have their hair and nails done. And we all know how much that costs. That's their priority. They make it happen. And that's okay. We all spend on what we want. That's okay. There's no judgment. It's just that that was more important to them than something else. I drive an 11-year-old car. Cars are not important to me. My car works wonderfully. I like my car. I actually don't want to give it up. It's almost time to, but I don't want to. Cars are not a priority to me. This trip to Europe, I could probably buy a car with the money we're spending on that, but it's not a priority to me. This trip to Europe is a priority to me. These things that I make happen with my kids are a priority to me. That one-on-one time with my kids is a priority to me. It may not be to you, and that's okay. That's what's beautiful about our world and beautiful about being in business is you're not set on someone else's schedule, someone else's salary that they think you should be earning. You get to decide that for yourself. And we all have different things that we love. There are people out there who would see my 12-year-old 11-year-old car with hail damage and be like, oh, really? I love my car. It gets me where I need to go. It works well. That's all that matters to me. But when I travel, you better believe we're going to kick ass and go wherever we want and see whatever we want, because I would rather spend the money there. Jordan said, I want to spend a month every wedding season in Florida, photographing weddings 3 to 4 weekends. Yes. Now, I have learned, my wedding photographers are from Florida, that Florida's wedding season is very different than Colorado's. I think it's like March. So you could even make it work. Like you could even do wedding season in Florida and then come back and do Colorado too. Oh, sorry, I have the hiccups. You have options. But the point is you get to design that. You get to do whatever you want with your life. You are an adult. The only things you must do are follow laws if you don't want to go to jail. I always tell my husband I am too cute for prison. That's not an option. That's why I pay my taxes. You get to do whatever you want with your life. So a little of my 2 cents on goals and thoughts and things that are important to me. And they don't have to match yours. I'm not saying that just because you wouldn't travel to Europe for 2 weeks with your family that you're a terrible human being. No, you do what you want. Maybe you want to drive a Maserati. Cool. Just take me for a ride in it and I'll be good for the rest of my life. Jordan said, that's perfect. I love Dustin and seeing my family and the food. Yes. Plus, you probably don't want to be in Florida in the summer anyway, because I was there in August and I can tell you it was not enjoyable. The people were enjoyable. That's the only reason we were there, but the weather, no. I hope that this helps for you and gives you permission to think about your life on a bigger scale, on a grander scale than just your business goals, because guys, these things matter. They matter so much. You only get one life. You're here for a reason. Your gift that you were given was given to you for a reason and no one else. Even 2 boudoir photographers that shoot very close, very similar photos have different gifts, because it's not about the photos, it's about you. The things that you do matter. Have an amazing rest of the day. If there's anything I can do to help you, please ask. I am admittedly not very good at my Facebook groups just because I'm working. Like I'm working on things or I'm with my kids. But if you ask a question, I am there for you. So it's sometimes those engagement things that like you're supposed to post that I just don't engage very much on. And I'm working on that. I know I should. But if you ask a question, I'm so happy to help you. I really, really, really want to see you succeed, because the bottom line is, when women succeed in business, when women have money, the communities benefit. Our world benefits. And that's not to say that I don't want the guys to succeed too. I do, but most of my students are women, and most of my students feel like they don't deserve the success that they want. And I'm telling you right now, not only do you deserve it, it is your responsibility to go get it. So Jordan said, did we pick a book? Oh my gosh, no, I'm sorry. Okay, here's the problem. I read 42 books last year, and there are several that I would really like to do in book club, but some of them can be a little offensive. Like, some of them are super feminist, and some of them are lots of swearing, and some like, there's just a lot of things. So I will do that today. I'm putting that literally on my list right now. Pick a fucking book for book club, Brooke. So I will do that today. I will get you a book today, and we will make it happen today for Badass Boss Book Club, so that we can restart in 2022. Have an amazing rest of your day. If there's anything I can do to help you, please